It's an amazing comeback, the way they're winning a lot of close games. So let's run through some of the wild card races. And I mean, we've got to start with the headliner. The Detroit Tigers are in the driver's seat.
Mm.
The Detroit Tigers are in the driver's seat now, not with two or three games left.
This is not about the Tigers. It is about the Tigers. And we thought they were cooked. But the Tigers have played unbelievably well.
Unbelievable.
But it has taken an epic collapse from the Royals and the Twins to even get them in this situation. The fact that the Mariners are still only 2 games out after how bad they've been, even with their new manager Dan Wilson and the whole deal, it has taken two, not one, 2 epic collapses. The Royals 2 7-game losing streaks. The Twins are like 15-30 in their last 45 games. I don't know. I know those aren't exact numbers, so don't hold me to it. But they've been awful, right? And now the Tigers. Listen, the Tigers are actually the 3rd wild card because the Royals have the tiebreaker. It's incredible. And you know why they're favored to make the postseason? You know they play down the stretch?
I know the last series.
You know the last series is.
White Sox.
The White Sox.
And they have the Rays this week before that.
They have the Rays. Now listen, the Twins play the Marlins, so it's not like they have it too tough, but then they have to play Baltimore, who still might be fighting for something at the end.
Yeah, and I will say this.
And Scubal's lined up to pitch twice. He's pitching Tuesday, and if they need him on Sunday, he can pitch Sunday too.
Otherwise, they save him for
game 1 of the wild card.
Yes. I mean, I'd still way rather play the worst team of all time versus the Marlins, who put up a pretty good fight this weekend against the Braves. I know the Braves won the series, but those were close games.
And Detroit's taking care of their business.
Yes.
And the Twins, you lose a doubleheader, like both ends of the doubleheader. Not only do you lose them, you get whacked in both of them.
To a basically 500 team.
I mean, just whacked.
Well, here's the question, too. I mean, in addition to the collapse and this team not building enough depth at the start of the year because they had to cut so much payroll, that's definitely part of the puzzle. They couldn't add any trade additions. Also, I mean, they're one of those teams that just ran through the White Sox. I'm not saying that's the whole picture here, but what are they? 12-1, I think.
So were the Royals and so were the Tigers, I think.
Yeah, only the Guardians are 8-5,
the Guardians,
crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
the White Sox. What did I see? 25% of their wins are against the Guardians and the Rays. So they've won 36 games, 9 of them, 5 against the Guardians, 4 against the Rays.
Wow,
their whole year. So that's amazing.
And 2 against the Braves.
Yeah, that's true. And 2 against the
Braves.
Yeah, they've been some decent teams. Good for them. So here's the deal. There's a lot here with Detroit. First off, if they do get that, they might get the 5th seed, let alone them having, a 0.2% chance, according to, I think it was Fangraphs, at the start of August. And if you do that, it's a huge deal. Would you rather play the Astros or the Orioles right now in a series?
The Orioles?
Definitely.
I mean, are you kidding me?
5 seed gets you the Orioles.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
That's big. So they're going to be gunning. I mean, obviously they got to maintain their spot, but they're trying for that 5th spot to get a little bit ahead of a Kansas City Royals team that's now had 2 brutal losing streaks in the past couple months.
They've had 2 7-game losing streaks.
And they had a 7, yeah. So the Tigers, Kratz, you were with us Friday, did exactly what I said would happen. I was like, no chance tonight against Burns, and then they're going to take the next 2. You can vouch for me, or otherwise it's on demand, wherever you want to get your FT. But then they stormed back and won the next 2. Good for them. They're playing great ball. Riley Green has been a stud. Parker Meadows made that sick catch.
We had AJ Hinch on last week, man. He talked about it. Listen, I don't want to take away the credit to the Detroit Tigers for what they did, right? I mean, for what they've won and how they've got. But, listen, they came from way back, and now they're, how many games over 500? They're only like 6 games over 500.
They're 82-74.
8 games over 500, okay? Which is great.
30-17 since the start of August.
Okay. It's unbelievable. Listen, they got hot. We said if a team can get hot, they can run away with this. We didn't think it was going to be the Tigers coming from way back, getting hot and shooting into the thing. But I'm happy for AJ Hinch. He's a great guy. He came on the show. Riley Green we've had on. Obviously, Scooble is a regular on here, and he's awesome. I mean, we've had a ton of Tigers guests on here, and they've all been great. Now, I don't think anybody saw this coming. And if you're lying, and if you're in the chat, or if you're anywhere, and you said, man, I had the Tigers making the playoffs this year, you're lying after the way they started, okay?
Well, you're saying there were some people, I think, preseason. Like
preseason. Preseason.
But at the trade deadline,
when they got rid of Flaherty,
Canna, Carson Kelly, Andrew Chafin. They got rid of their short-term pieces.
A lot of their veterans, yes.
Bye. And then some guys came back, like Hinch told us the other day. He's been mixing and matching. It's
the way he's handled the pitching staff is incredible.
They've got openers. Like, this is not, we've got our 5 horses now, and they're all cranking at the same time. Look at the Tigers starting staff versus the Mariners starting staff. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
It's an amazing comeback. The way they're winning a lot of close games. So the Twins have collapsed. Yes, the Royals are suddenly, playing ball down the stretch here where they need to win to get in. I mean,
well, the Twins did what they did last year. Nothing.
And
they thought, oh, we'll be fine. And guess what? Nothing in the offseason. Nothing at the trade deadline. A team that made the playoffs, won their first series in forever. Twins fans were pissed. We had Aaron Gleeman on the other day, right? What did he say? They're pissed.
Segment. They all saw it coming, is what he said. He was getting, he's the guy out there, him and Hayes, who cover the team for The Athletic, and he said nonstop messages from fans and what they were writing about. Not just the payroll cutting, but they were like, we don't feel like there's enough pitching here. And then you look down the stretch, and they've got 3-4 rookies starting games for them. So it's been pretty bad.
You're right on. And also, don't forget this: the Orioles actually ain't been doing good either. But because the other 2 teams in this race are worse, which Kratz, I don't think anybody would have said, like, the Orioles were like, oh, the best team, and they won the division, yada yada yada. They always hit. They haven't hit, and they ain't pitched. So if it wasn't for the Royals and the Twins going on their face, we'd be talking Orioles right here. Now, what's wrong with them?
Yeah, they might have ended up as the 3rd wild card if these teams were playing better ball. They were at one point on pace for an easy hundo plus. I mean, I know it's been a couple months. I think that was back in June. But, I mean, they might not get to 90 wins if they have a bad week. They're at 86. It's a big, big difference. And you're right on the Mariners. I mean, Kratz, I don't know if you caught any of that yesterday, but, man, they're up 5-0. And they could have been 81-75 right now, tied with the Twins, with a week to go and a chance to maybe sneak in, which would have been nuts.
We always talk about it all the time. All 162 are equal. But, man, that is a tough loss. I think they're just this week. I think they were winning 2 other games that they ended up losing. But this one on Sunday, like winning 5-0 and then losing it, just like we're going to talk about with the National League, the Diamondbacks, for some reason, find themselves in a bad situation in the playoffs because they didn't finish higher, or they don't make the playoffs because, Braves and Mets, both of them somehow get in. This loss that they had last night, anytime you have a huge lead and you blow it at this time of year, it is crushing. Just as crushing as it is for the Royals to lose not just 7 in a row, they lost 6 home games in a row. That is tough to do.
Listen, we got a problem. Half our viewers are not even subscribed. Hit the subscribe button. Do it.
Hey FT fam, it's Alana Rizzo. I can't stop talking about Vuori. Vuori is perfect if you are sick and tired of traditional old workout gear. I wear Vuori in all settings, not just in the gym, because honestly, it's comfier than whatever you're currently wearing. No joke. I'm wearing Vuori daily leggings right now. They're high-waisted with the drawstring and cupped ankles. They look good and they feel great. You're going to love them. Vuori is an investment in your happiness. For our listeners, they are offering 20% off your first purchase. Get yourself some of the most comfortable and versatile clothing on the planet at vuori.com/foul. That's VUORI.com/foul. Not only will you receive 20% off your first purchase, but enjoy free shipping on any U.S. orders over $75 and free returns. Go to vuori.com/foul and discover the versatility of Vuori clothing.
You said it, National League. Padres are in a world of their own. I mean, they have a chance to do something really crazy with the Dodgers right now. By the way, I read this the other day, and I was like, yeah, you're right. They were like, the Padres, if they just go on a win streak to end the year, they could finish with the best record in baseball. Not likely, but they're at 90 wins. I mean, the Yankees have 92 wins. Is anyone else above that? I don't think so. The Dodgers are at 93.
Yeah.
But if they sweep them, I mean, they'll catch up. That's
all the Dodgers have to do is win one of those games,
yes,
and they're in.
Yep.
I mean, they're the champ. They're division champ.
Yes.
Pretty much. I mean, yes, I know it could happen, but, if they win one of the games against San Diego's in the playoffs.
Top seed on the wild card.
Top seed, more than likely, unless they lose all 6 games. That's the only chance it's not happening.
Sure.
Right?
Which is big, though, because then you get the home games.
Yeah, they want the home games.
Right. I'm saying the Padres.
That's
big.
They'll have if they play 3 games, they'll have 3 attendance records.
Yes. It is wild out there. So what do we think of the chalkboard here right now? With what
it's those 3.
play?
Who has the tiebreaker against the Braves? Everybody?
Not the Mets. Braves
the series at the end determines it, right?
Is starting tomorrow. And by the way, for Braves or Mets fans, or if you just want more coverage on what's going on there, Hammer Territory and Mets Up, part of the FT fam, and they're going to do a post-game show together. We'll announce more on that tomorrow. But the Braves and the Mets play each other. If the Braves sweep, it's not out of the question. It happened a couple years ago. The Braves would, if it's 2 game back, they would be obviously a game up, right? And they have the season series. The season series gets decided.
So the Braves
if
have
they
to sweep.
I think they have to sweep. But if they sweep, you basically gain another game on top of that.
Yeah.
So, and they've got the big boys lined up.
So if the Mets win one of those,
yes,
basically it's over.
Yes. Sale, Schwellenbach, and Fried.
That's the best. And who do the
Mets have?
Don't they go Manaea,
Peterson's definitely
Peterson,
pitching.
Manaea, Severino?
Severino's in there. Yep. Still though, the Braves have starters. If they have the day of their year,
Severino, Schwellenbach, Peterson, Sale, Manaea, Fried. It's 3 pretty juicy matchups there.
Braves got to take game. Obviously
they got to win
game
game 1.
But game 1, if you do, then you set up Sale. You start to feel it a little on the other side, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. If the Braves win game 1, it could happen.
Yeah. It's going to be good.
You lived in that area. You know a lot of Mets fans, Scott.
Yes.
I wonder. I hope we have some in the chat. Are they feeling Metsy, or is this different? Is this the year that's different? Because I feel like Mets, they always is gimmicks, and I wish I remembered what the gimmick was before. It's just such a Mets thing to do. It was Timmy Trumpets 2 years ago, and it was like, we can't lose. Braves come into town. Crap, we lost. It's okay. We're in the play. Oh, season's over. Crap.
But they made the playoffs. But
they made the playoffs.
Yeah,
but it happened like that.
Padres. Yep.
They were beating everybody. If they had played the Phillies that year in the playoffs, who ended up making the World Series, they would have beaten the brakes off the Phillies because they destroyed them during the season. The Phillies couldn't score a single run against them. So it's one of those things that are Mets fans nervous? Or are they like, this is different? We have OMG. We have Grimace. Pete Alonso's last year. It's such a Cinderella story.
They're saying it's different because they've revitalized all these starters to be, pitching better than ever, right? Basically, their entire rotation's having a career year, aside from Severino's just had a huge bounce back year. It's not a career year for him, but the rest of those guys, I think it's basically a career year. Bullpen's holding up. Offense, here's the big thing. They're all healthy. It's basically the guys that they want on day one are all in there besides Jeff McNeil, who was having a down year.
Lindor.
Well, yes, Lindor. I'm saying,
hold on.
Yeah, but up until this point,
yeah,
I'm saying
Lindor the other day said, "If I get back." Before they were like, "Oh, he'll be back." Now he's like, "I don't know about that. Let's slow our roll down a little bit." That's a big one.
You're right.
That's a big one. Okay.
But here's the thing. So I'll tell you how they're feeling. Because yes, you're right. Usually they're like, "Oh crap," and they're nervous. They're like, yesterday's win over the Phillies. This is the consensus from fans, is a game that we usually lose. They're like, did you see the throw to the bag at third, and it pops off the bag? Otherwise, if it gets past, that ties the game. Who is that? Stott, I think, over there.
Yeah,
Sunday Night Ball. So anyway, they're feeling confident.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.